Chapter 624. Besides that, even if the girls admired him or were interested in him, their family might not necessarily be able to accept him into their families. Fury sighed before he said, "I received news from home that your younger brother's condition is not very optimistic now." "What's wrong?" Edward hurriedly asked. "Did his condition deteriorate any further?" "No, that did not happen," Fury continued speaking. "His illness is the same as it was before. He still has to eat shit every hour. However, it seems as though your brother's emotional and mental condition is in very bad shape. In the past, he would feel like committing suicide if he did not get to eat shit every hour. However, now, whenever he has finished eating shit and regained his consciousness, he would feel like committing suicide. He said that it is too painful and pointless for him to continue living like this." Fury could only sigh after he was done speaking. He really did not know who Katsa had offended and why he would end up the way he was now. Edward gritted his teeth as he said, "If I were to catch the man who harmed my brother and made him this way, I will definitely take his life." Actually, even though Edward was saying this, what he desired the most was not to avenge or look for a cure for his younger brother. What Edward wanted the most at this time was to win Faria over. In fact, Edward did not really care about his younger brother's situation. On the contrary, he felt as though it would be best for him if his brother continued to remain in this condition and state of mind. This was because he would not need to worry about having an absolute competitor to inherit the family fortune in the future. If Katsa continued to remain this way and no cure was found, Katsa would never be able to inherit any family assets or property in his life. He would only end up getting locked up in the house by his family just so they could sustain and keep him alive. That way, Edward would have the opportunity to inherit the Whale family fortune all by himself. Fury sighed again as he said, "Edward, you don't have to worry about your brother's affairs. I will investigate and look into this matter myself. You should focus on pursuing Faria with all your heart and might. You have to make sure that you win Faria over. Do you understand?" Edward hurriedly nodded. "I understand, Dad." Fury hummed before he said, "I set something up in the Black Pepper today. The people I have invited to attend the banquet dinner tonight are the head of the White family, the Lane family, the Joey family, the Zimmerman family, and the Klein family. These families have been rooted in Oris Hill for many years, and each of these families has their own merits, strengths, connections, and resources. I also invited Don Steven to join us for dinner tonight. He is the mobster boss of the underground world in Oris Hill. Even though he may appear scary and not have a prestigious identity, he knows about almost everything that is going on in Oris Hill. Most of the things in Oris Hill will not be able to escape his eyes. Therefore, I believe that as long as you form a close connection to these people tonight, it will definitely be of great use to you in your pursuit of Faria in the future." Edward only knew about the White family and the Lane family, and he knew that the head of these two households was none other than Hazel White and Matthew Lane. He knew of their family's wealth and power, but he did not know much about the other families that his father had just mentioned. Therefore, he quickly asked, "Dad, aside from the White family and the Lane family, what are the origins of the Joey, Zimmerman, and Klein family?" Fury laughed before he replied, "The Zimmerman family and the Klein family are ordinary families who gain their wealth and influence through real estate development. There is nothing extraordinary about them, but the Joey family is a little more interesting. Their family runs a financial company, and most of what they are doing is actually illegal. In fact, they could be categorized as a form of a loan shark. They have just emerged over the past 2 years and have also supported a large number of gangsters and thugs who are in the debt collection field." Edward was very surprised and asked, "Does that mean that he is similar in nature to Don Steven then?" "Yes, they are similar in nature," Fury nodded before he continued speaking. "However, the Joey family's strength cannot be compared to Don Steven. Don Steven has many men under his control in the whole of Oris Hill. The number of men working for Don Steven is dozens of times more than Joey's collection team. Therefore, even though Joey family hates Don Steven to the core, he does not dare to do anything to him at all. Joey family hates Don Steven? Edward asked in surprise. Did something happen between both of them? Fury smiled before he said, it seems as though there was a big conflict between them. Link Zoe has an only child named Ethan. It seems that some time ago, Ethan seriously offended Don Steven. In order to punish Ethan for his actions, Don Steven carved 2 words directly onto Ethan's forehead. What words? Pathetic jerk.